But just think about if you walk past the room, killer, and they like, yeah, I got that nigga, yo. I was gonna knock that nigga out, and he talking crazy about you as you walking past.
I had to deal with that at the Verzuz. I conducted myself like a professional and just kept walking.
Yeah.
And that might have been worse than that. That was an ass whooping. So yeah, you have to control yourself,
you
man.
gotta control yourself. Yeah, because he walking past here, yeah, I smoked that in his backyard and all that, and niggas heard it. Niggas said a word, and then he said, "I wish I see them niggas walking past. I tell them niggas they pay. You tell them niggas to they pay. I tell a mother to pay."
Some situations don't just test your pride; they test your professionalism. See, what Cameron just revealed about what went down after Dipset's Verzuz loss ain't about music or even ego. It's about how fast business can go left when emotion jumps in. When Cam said things almost got dangerous behind the scenes, it hit different. Because that's when you realize that night wasn't just about who won on the stage. It was about control, about knowing when to walk away instead of reacting. And that's what makes this story powerful. Think about it. Dipset took one of the toughest public L's we've ever seen. But what happened after? Cam said it took real discipline not to let it get physical. He basically said, you got to control yourself, man. And that's a line that could save a brand or destroy one depending on how it's handled. Now, I'm about to play this clip for y'all. But before I do, I just need y'all to like, leave y'all thoughts down below in the comment section, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
Keyshawn's brother, Kelvin Davis, lost for the first time by majority decision to his opponent, Nahir. Keyshawn and his older brother, Keon, then teamed up to jump Nahir backstage, and they had to be escorted by security. So the reason I say jump is they're claiming that they didn't jump him, they just headbutted him, but the opponent, Nahir, is saying that they jumped him. All depends on what your definition of being jumped is.
You didn't jump him, you headbutting him? That's crazy.
Depends on what your definition of jumping is. So, but there was a confirmed altercation. There's videos, all of that. So how do you feel about the way they handled their brother's loss? Because they didn't involve the two of them. They, the opponent, Nahir, was celebrating backstage. They heard it. They went inside and, put hands on him.
I think it's very unprofessional, but just think about if you walk past the room, killer, and niggas like, yeah, I got that nigga, yo. I was gonna knock that nigga out, and he talking crazy about you as you walking past.
I had to deal with that at the Verzuz. I conducted myself like a professional and just kept walking. And that might have been worse than that. That was an ass whooping. So yeah, you have to control yourself,
you
man.
Gotta control yourself. Yeah, because he walking past here, niggas, yeah, I smoked that nigga in his backyard and all that. And niggas heard it, niggas said a word. And then he said, I wish I see them niggas walking past. I tell them niggas they pay. You tell them niggas to they pay. I tell a nigga mother to pay. And then niggas heard it. They said, what? We going in there.
Yeah.
Not that was right, but I understand. Like Chris Rock said. They went in there and then they headbutted them. That's UFC. You can't be doing that. Come on. You guys are supposed to be creating a company, creating a brand. You got people working hard for you guys. You can't be doing that, man. You gotta let the goons do that if you was gonna do that.
Well, listen, to your point, what you just said be true, because niggas be acting like niggas said something they did. Like niggas said my mother. Nobody said your mother, bro. You hearing shit, man. You bugging, my nigga.
That's when a nigga just want a problem with you.
Absolutely, 100%. You got to think, let's lay the scenario out for the Davis brothers. It's three brothers. The first brother couldn't fight because he's overweight. Second brother won. Third brother lose. So two brothers took an L, and now you right next door celebrating. They upset. I actually seen the interview. What's the young man's name? That one fight?
Albright.
Nahir. Yeah.
Yeah, Albright.
Yeah.
I seen him afterwards. I seen his press conference afterwards. What he did confirm was that they were next door, and this from out his mouth verbatim. They were next door celebrating, and then They must have heard them and came in. He didn't say that they jumped him. He said that Keyshawn got in his face, grabbed him his shirt, and headbutted him. And then they all broke it up. After that, the security came and everything else. And what he said was, it was unprofessional, but he felt better when the brother that he beat came and apologized, and Terrence Crawford came in his locker room and said, pardon them for their unprofessionalism. And he was more hyped that he got a picture with Terrence Crawford than anything else.
Everything in business and music comes down to control. And Cameron just reminded us why that matters more than talent sometimes. That night after Dipset's Verzuz loss could have gone sideways real fast, and it almost did. You see, losing publicly isn't just about the scoreboard or social media clout. It's about how your team reacts when emotions are high, egos are bruised, and the spotlight is on you. What stands out to me is Kim being level-headed about the situation. He watched as things almost turn very violent. Now let's keep it 100. That Verzuz loss wasn't just a hit to pride. It costed Dipset a multi-million-dollar tour opportunity. That's right. That's serious money and exposure slipping through your fingers. A lot of people would have let something like that break their entire momentum, but not Cam. He didn't sit around dwelling on what could have been. He doubled down on his grind, kept hustling, and kept his business moving forward. That's what separates true entrepreneurs from people who just react to setbacks. I think what a lot of people miss is how thin the line is between unprofessional and dangerous in situations like that. One wrong move, and it's not just about a loss anymore. It's about a reputation, a brand, and years of hard work. Cam's story shows how important it is to stay calm when chaos is all around. From my perspective, this moment was a masterclass in restraint and business focus. Cam could have easily let pride or anger dictate his actions, and that could have destroyed future opportunities. Instead, he controlled the narrative without lifting a finger and kept building his empire. That's something younger artists and even entrepreneurs can learn from. At the end of the day, Dipset's Verzuz loss isn't what defines them. What defines them is how they responded under pressure. And Cam's calm, professional approach is the part of the story most people need to hear about. It reminds us that handling losses gracefully and staying focused on business is sometimes more powerful than any win on the stage. So let me ask y'all this. How important do you think staying calm and professional is when a major business opportunity is on the line, and would you have been able to keep hustling after losing a multi-million-dollar opportunity like Dipset did? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.